We also want to bring into the program right now Tom Taggart. He is a councillor for the Municipality of Colchester. He joins us right now from Bass River, Nova Scotia. That's about 4 kilometres from Portapique, where a lot of last night's action and this early morning action was taking place. So, Tom, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, hello. Yes.
Listen, how are you doing right now? I can't imagine the shock of something like this happening to a small community.
Yeah, well, you know, just a minute. I'm sorry. I'm doing fine. You know, I'm 4 kilometers away. But this is just an absolute tragedy. You know, I have to. You know, I just want to say, you know, what as I guess whatever as this rolls out. But. It seems like such a useless platitude for me to say that my heart goes out to these people, but it is unimaginable what some people in my community are going through here today. And so anyway, I'm fine. I'm like everybody else in the community right at this point where we lead, because we know that the guy's been captured, and other than that, we're in. I would have to say in shock would be the best way to describe it.
Yeah, and certainly we can appreciate that. As we've been telling people here on CBC News Network, residents were told to essentially stay in their homes overnight, to be on the lookout. It was a sleepless night for a lot of people, I'm sure, certainly the people that we've been speaking to. Walk us through how you learned about the events last night. How early did you get the alert? What was last night like for you as you thought about people in your community?
Last night, like most people in our community, we just went. You know, there was nothing. This morning we get up. You know, kind of, I guess, as people got to on their social media page, and then it kind of blew up from there. But basically, you know, the social media, the RCMP were tweeting, you know, to people to that there was an active shooter, to lock your homes, to, you know, sort of, I don't know the correct word, shelter in place. That was at, I think, 7:30 our time this morning, and it was just escalated from there. And then, of course, everything just blew up with information or speculation. And anyway, so that's where we are. The RCMP, I think I need to say thank you to the RCMP right now. I think they had this has been a very difficult, what we say here, 12, 16 hours or so. But and most of the people in my community just became aware of this at 7:30 this morning.
I'm wondering if you heard anything from any of your friends, any other people in the community about the stress that they're undergoing, because, you know, whenever something like this happens, I can imagine it just shakes anyone's sense of safety in their own homes.
Yeah, well, that's the issue here. You know, I shouldn't say the issue. That's the wrong word. It's hard to say the right words, honestly. But
listen, you know, Tom, I totally get it. Don't feel like you're put on the spot to have the right words.
The people that live in these communities live here because it's we're all along the shore. They're beautiful communities. People live here because they feel safe and secure in a nice little rural community where everybody kind of, you know, for the most part, knows everybody. Maybe not personally, you know, but who they are and that sort of thing. And so how does the community feel? I think they're devastated. I think that they're shocked, and I don't think we really know what to think. Honestly, it's beyond imagine. Yeah. And you know, I don't know what we do next. You know, I'm surely everybody will get, you know, things will be. Everybody go through a process, but it's devastating.
Well, devastating, and you know, for people that are just joining us right now, the police are saying that there have been multiple victims. We don't know to what extent there are injuries. We don't know to what extent there may even be deaths in this case. How does that add to the trauma that you think the people in your community will be experiencing and will be forced to deal with going forward?
I really don't know. I don't know. I sit here and I wonder what can the municipality do? How do we sort of heal here? But it's too early. It's too soon. We don't really. Nobody really knows. We'll all be anxiously awaiting the report at 6 o'clock, and that'll give us some factual information. But it's just I can't. It's just. And I've been talking to so many people this morning. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just unbelievable that this can happen in any rural community in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, I wonder how it changes.
And beyond, it spread outside of our community before the morning was over. But yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I kind of wonder the long-term impact because, I go to places in this country where people don't lock their doors at night, where people leave their front windows open to air out their home. How does something like this change the nature of how people live their daily lives?
I don't know how it changes it. I can tell you that absolutely. I don't know how it changes. It'll be different. I'll tell you that right now. It'll just be different. And you're right. There's a lot of people around here probably don't lock their doors. They've lived here all their life. They leave a whatever sitting out on the side of the road. There's no concern. You have petty crime and that sort of thing like you do in any other community. But this is anyway. It's a new. We talk about COVID being a new life. This is a new life, new reality for us right today.
Yeah, just horrific that it should be happening to anybody in this country.
Yeah.
Tom, you mentioned that it was the type of community where everybody knew each other. I'm wondering, have you ever heard of Gabriel Wortman before? Again, the suspect identified by the RCMP.
Yeah, so, when I say community, everybody knows each other. You don't know everybody personally, but certainly everybody sort of knows who everybody is. And this gentleman, or this person, I'm sorry, don't really want to call him a gentleman. Mm-hmm. As municipal councillor, he's called on occasion, or a couple of times, I suppose, just to maybe not have, because this road wasn't plowed, which really, anyway, road wasn't plowed or was too rough, or maybe garbage or whatever. But other than that, I don't know. I would know if I met him on the road, but that's the extent of it. But in that community where this happened, it's like I think I've already said it's 4 kilometers from me, but there's these kind of, I don't want to call them close-knit, but there's these, little subdivisions along the shore, on private roads, and a lot of those have over time become permanent residents, and they're kind of a pretty close group, but I don't know what happened other than that. But this had nothing to do with the community, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
It's not I don't know what happened here, but I can tell you for sure and for certain that this is not typical.
Yeah, well, it sounds cliche, but it seems so true in this case. It's when something bad happens to good people, and this seems to be the case that people are dealing and waking up with right now in your community.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah. Listen, Tom, there is going to be a news conference later today. The RCMP say it's going to be at 6 p.m. local time, 5 p.m. Eastern. Again, for people that are following the story, we're going to have it for them right here on News Network. What are you going to be listening for? What do you want to hear from police in terms of any perhaps unanswered questions you have?
No, I just want to know what happened, and I'll worry about what should have been done afterwards. I think we all want to know. I think in our community we all want to know what happened, how it happened, and then we'll deal with it. But I can assure you that I'm very confident in the ability of what the RCMP did. I don't know how some things may have happened, but we will worry about that. It's been a tough day for everybody here.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Police included, yeah.
Tom, listen, people are listening to you right now, people in your own community. What is your message to them?
Well, we just need to wait and see, and then when this tomorrow, we need to see what we can do to help the people in Portapique.
Yeah,
that's what we have to do. Yeah.
Listen, Tom.
Tomorrow we'll have to try and help them somehow.
Okay. So listen, Tom. I appreciate the time. Our hearts go out to you, and our hearts go out to
Yep.
everybody in the community. I know you say that you're safe, but you're part of a community right now that is in the process of dealing with this trauma. So we appreciate the time, and our thoughts go out to you and the people that you care about.
All right, thank you.